Hey, Harrison, I was just curious if you were home yet.
Oh, hey Amanda, sorry I'm so late. I'm just about to come home now, actually.
Don't tell me that you've really been out drinking this whole time.
Hey, come on, you know that my buddy at work, Sam, is going through a divorce right now. I think he really needed this night to let off some steam. I was just worried about him, so I wanted to make sure that he got home safe before I headed back.
I understand that you're worried about your friend and all, but I feel like you've been coming home late more frequently for a while now. And what that means for me is that I'm the one who is always having to watch our kid and take care of the house and stuff like that. Do you think you could at least try and come home a little earlier to help me with Emily?
Wait, what? Are you serious? You want me to do stuff around the house after I've been working all day? You know how tired I am after I come home.
Are you telling me you really don't want to spend any time with your daughter after work at all? We've talked about this before. Emily is our child, so we both need to be the ones parents for her. Got it?
I know. It isn't that I don't want to spend time with her or anything like that. It's just that she's a little girl and she wants to play with dolls and have tea parties and stuff. I guess I really just am not into that as a man, you know?
Can you at least just be in the same room as her and keep her company while she plays? I mean, she's 4 years old already. She needs to be spending time with her dad as well as her mom, you know? If you don't spend time with her now, then just think of how she'll see you when she's going through puberty or when she's an adult.
Yeah, but that's not gonna be a long time. I doubt she'll even remember being this age by the time she's older.
I think you would be surprised by how much kids remember, Harrison. And besides, even if she doesn't remember, that's still not a good reason not to spend time with your own daughter. I would think as parents that we both would want to spend as much time with her as possible.
Oh, I know, but ever since we've had her, she's all that you talk about ever.
Well, yeah, she's our child and she can't take care of herself. What did you think being a parent was going to be like? Do you really have so little interest in helping me raise her?
That's not what I want. I care about Emily just as much as you do. But look, you have to see it from my perspective because I grew up with only brothers. I don't really know how to interact with a little kid, you know?
Well, do you think you're ever going to learn by not spending more time with her? Maybe before you worry about your friends from work, you should be worrying about your family back home first.
Okay, I get it, jeez. I'll try and make sure to come home early and play with the kid or something, okay?
Don't try, Harrison. I want you to do it. Starting tomorrow, I want you to give Emily her baths and put her to bed. I also work, remember? And just because I work from home doesn't mean I can do everything here. I want to have time to actually be able to concentrate on things that I need to do.
Wait a second, from tomorrow on, you want me to do that? Like, as in every single day?
I mean, if there are times where you can't, then that can't be helped, but yes.
Okay, no, you're just being ridiculous, Amanda. I mean, what about the days that I have to stay late at the office and work overtime?
I just said if you have something come up, then we can figure out a way around that. But normally you should be getting off work at least before 7 most nights, right? So then you can come home, bathe Emily, and then put her to bed.
But then what am I even gonna do? How am I gonna have time to eat dinner if I'm so busy doing that?
Okay, then. I can be the one to put her to bed if you want to cook dinner while I do that.
You're acting as if I never do anything for Emily at all.
Okay then. Tell me how many times this month you think you've played with Emily.
If I had to guess, it would be, 3, maybe?
I hope you're not counting the times that I went out grocery shopping, Harrison.
Okay, alright, you made your point already. Now I'll set aside some more time in my schedule to play with Emily, okay?
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. Now, I am going to try and get some work done before I go to sleep. But I'm serious, Harrison. I really do want more help around the house, okay? Harrison, are you home right now?
Oh, sorry, I just had to step out real quick to grab something. I haven't really gone out shopping in a while, but I need a couple pieces of new clothes.
You told me that when I got back from my parents' house that you would play with Emily, remember?
Oh, shoot, I totally forgot about that. My bad.
So then you'll come home and play with her. You promised that you'd take her off my hands for a while. Besides, I have an appointment at the hairdresser this evening.
Hold on a second, you want me to come back home right now? But it's my day off and the weather is really nice.
And what does that have to do with the fact that you said you would do this for me?
Oh, come on, am I not allowed to get a little sunshine every now and then? I don't see why I gotta rearrange my whole schedule just because you want to go and get your hair done.
Do you even remember the last time that I had an appointment to get my hair cut? Because I do. It was 8 months ago. But I know that you always make sure to make time for yourself to go every month or two.
Okay, but that's because I have to go to an office and keep up appearances. You just work and do stuff from home. I don't even see the point of why you have to get your hair done. Just go pay someone to cut a chunk off when it gets too long, you know?
Harrison, I have been looking forward to this for 8 whole months now. You told me that you would be at home to take Emily from me. You promised me. I am feeling really betrayed by you right now. I mean, just how am I supposed to feel like we're raising our kid if you can't even do this for me? At this point, I might as well just move back in with my parents because they would help more than you.
You don't really mean that, do you?
I mean, I really do think about it sometimes. You have no idea how hard it is trying to work from home while keeping things clean, doing all the cooking, and raising our kid. And all the while, my husband is almost never home, and when I do ask for help, you just complain about not knowing how to play with girls.
Come on, this isn't fair at all. You know that I only had brothers.
Do you remember when you said that to our daughter's face? She asked if you would want to play a game with her, and you said that you had better things to do. You didn't even bother to see the look on her face, but she was just crushed.
Well, I didn't mean to hurt her feelings or anything like that.
Well, you did. You're an adult, and you need to be more careful with how you talk to her. Kids are sensitive, and the things you tell them affect the kind of person they'll grow up to be. She wants to play with her dad, and you're the one who refuses to.
Okay, I understand. I promise that next weekend I'm going to take Emily and we are going to have a fun time. I'll think of some place to go and then I'll play with her, okay?
You really mean that? Because I don't even think I can count on my hands how many times you've said something like that just to forget about it later.
I'm telling you, I swear this is going to happen. I will play with Emily and she will have fun and I will be a good dad to her, okay? I really do want her to enjoy being around me and so I want to get to know my daughter more, so just please don't say things like you're thinking of moving back in with your parents.
Okay, Harrison, I'm going to trust you this time. Next weekend you are in charge of handling Emily, okay? Don't break this promise, because you won't be getting another chance after this one. Harrison, just what the heck is going on here, huh? What in the world are you thinking?
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you want from me, but I'm busy right now, okay?
What am I talking about? I am talking about our daughter, Emily, of course. What in the world is wrong with you? She was looking forward to spending time with you all week and now she's back home and soaking wet.
Well, didn't she tell you when she got home that I had some business come up?
I heard all about it. You told her that you need to work and sent her home crying. Didn't you realize that it's pouring with rain outside? More importantly than that, how could you make our 4-year-old daughter walk all the way home by herself in the rain?
Okay, enough of this 4-year-old thing. She's almost 5.
Almost 5 is literally still 4. And I wouldn't want a 5-year-old walking home alone in the rain either. What if she slipped and hurt herself? What if someone took her?
Oh my god, you worry way too much, you know that? It was such an easy walk home, there's no way she would have gotten lost. And so what if it's raining? Kids love playing in the rain. I'm the one who has to work, so why don't you feel sorry for me, huh? Besides, she made it home, didn't she? What's the big deal here?
Okay then, Harrison, tell me what work you had to do that was so important that you had to send your daughter home by herself, because I don't remember giving you anything to do today.
What's that supposed to mean? And she's not my daughter, she's our daughter.
This is George.
George? George who? What the heck is going on here?
George is in your boss, George, that's who.
Wait a second, George as in head of sales, George?
Yeah, your boss. No, what is this talk about you having to work on your day off?
Wait, I don't understand. What's going on here? Is that really you?
Yes, it is. And if you're wondering what I'm doing here at your house, I saw your daughter crying on the sidewalk and asked her what's wrong. She told me that you were supposed to play with her, but that you said you had to work. I walked back to her house, and now your wife is running a bath for her as we speak.
I'm so sorry, boss. An important client called, and, they said they needed something from me right away.
Oh, really? Which clients? I'll call and double check.
Oh no, you really don't have to worry about doing something like that, and the whole business is already over, so it really is okay.
No, I want to know. Who are you doing work for today?
I can't remember the name actually. Let me look it up. I just need some time.
Give me a break already. You weren't doing any work at all, were you?
I mean, I kind of was.
You know what, Harrison? I've actually been meaning to ask you something for a while now.
What is it?
How do you know our star salesman, Bell?
I don't really know him at all. He's just a coworker, really.
Somehow I really doubt that. She told me that his kid got injured and that he needs to take work off tomorrow. Are you really sure that you have nothing to do with that?
Me? Of course I don't have anything to do with that. How could you even ask that?
I hope not for your sake. No, I want you back here at your house in 10 minutes, got it? I know the hospital where Belle's kid is, but if you really have nothing to do with that, then you'll come back here right away.
Amanda, please, you have to forgive me.
Why? Why in the world do you think that I would let you off the hook for what you did?
I just wasn't thinking, I swear.
You were cheating on me, Harrison, with someone from your work.
I know I don't get how the other people in the office found out about us, but I really wish that you weren't suing Belle. I just don't see how she'd be able to pay.
You mean you think I should just let the woman who was sleeping with my husband off the hook? She knew that you were married, didn't she?
She did, but she's a single mom, and I don't think she even has that much money to begin with.
And just what do you think that has to do with me? Why are you trying to make her the victim in all of this?
I'm not trying to make her the victim here, but I just think that we all made some mistakes, you know?
Are you kidding me? Did you really just say that? The only mistake I made was ever trusting you, Harrison. You really think that I'm going to let you and your side piece off the hook for nothing?
Come on, she has a kid. You don't want to kick someone when they're already down, right?
And just what about my daughter, huh? And I say my daughter, because you are no father to her as far as I'm concerned.
Amanda, I'm really sorry for cheating on you, but please, we can't just divorce because of this. We have our family to think about. But Belle was a single mother, and I just felt really bad for her. I only agreed to help watch her kid. I didn't think that this would happen, though.
I can't believe you're trying to excuse your own actions right now. You really chose to watch this woman's kid over your own child. Do you like her kid more than Emily? Is that it?
Well, Belle has a son is the thing.
So it has to do with the gender of the child is what you're saying.
No, it's not that at all. But Belle is always saying how she doesn't know how to play with her kids since she's a woman and he's a boy.
You two are both full of the same excuses, aren't you? No wonder you two get along so well. Well, don't worry. After we divorce, you can go and be with her for all I care. And if you love her so much, you can pay for her lawsuit, too.
But I don't want to divorce you, Amanda. That's what I'm trying to say.
Are you listening to me? I don't care at all what you want. You betrayed, threw our daughter out into the rain, and then went on to go watch someone else's. Why in the world do you think I care at all about what you want?
No, I was just torn up about what to do. And when I heard that Belle needed help because her kid got injured, I just acted without thinking, you know?
And your actions were to put another kid in front of your own. You're no father, and you're no husband.
Come on, Amanda, don't be like that. It's not that I didn't want to play with Emily, but this is important too.
You mean being there for the woman you're cheating with is more important than being there for your real family? I don't see what was wrong with bringing Emily along to the hospital if you and Belle were really just friends. But instead, you broke her heart and put her in danger.
I'm sorry, I just wasn't thinking at all.
Clearly! Now I want you to come and get your things soon.
Please, you can't do this to me. I really am sorry. You have to take me back. You can't just tear apart our family like this.
The only one here you can blame for tearing apart our family is you. You lied to me over and over and never showed once that you really cared for our daughter. Instead, you cheated on me and prioritized someone else's kid over your own. What is even the point of keeping a family like that together?
Please, it'll never happen again. I promise. You can trust me.
No, Harrison, that's the whole point. I can't trust you. You are not a part of this family anymore, and I never want to see you again. A few weeks after that, Harrison and I finalized our divorce. The news quickly spread around to both of our families about what had happened, and no one blamed me for ending the marriage. Belle quit her job and moved back in with her parents. Now she works a part-time job and is paying her debt to me bit by bit. As for Harrison, he couldn't get over the shock of losing me, and his life began to fall apart. Although he couldn't be fired for what he did, his work performance dropped so much after I left him that he was eventually let go for that. Meanwhile, I moved back in with my parents, who were waiting for Emily and I with open arms. Emily is going to be starting elementary school, which means that I'll start looking for full-time work. It's tough being a single mother, but I'm grateful to have such a supporting family behind me.
Juan, are you there? Do you have a minute to talk to me about something really quick? I just heard that you were fighting with one of our neighbors. Do you have anything to say about that?
Someone told you that I was fighting with a neighbor? Where'd you hear that from? Who told you that?
It was actually Julia from up the street who told me. She's the lady with those two little Shiba dogs, you know the ones. She told me that you and her husband were fighting about something outside her house earlier this weekend.
Oh, right, you're talking about her husband, Frank. Yeah, we had a little chat earlier today, but it wasn't anything more serious than that.
Oh, really? Because Julia seemed to be pretty upset over the whole matter. She called to apologize because she was sure that her husband must have done something to make you act that way. But knowing you, I worry that you might have been out there looking for trouble. So, I just wanted to know what this fight was about and if you started it.
Okay, well, it's not like I hit him or anything. I just gave him a little kick is all.
Wait a second. You kicked Frank. Juan, how could you do that? That's awful!
I didn't do it on purpose, or at least I didn't mean to do it that hard is all.
That doesn't make it any better at all, Juan! Why are you always so quick to get into fights with people? You really need to learn how to have more patience and just let things go.
But I wasn't the one who started it, okay? I was taking a walk, alright? And Frank was watering his plants, and then he splashed water on me.
You kicked a neighbor because he got you a little wet while he was out watering his plants? Are you kidding me?
I didn't kick him that hard, I already told you. I was just aiming to kick him back away from me so he would back up.
Did you really think that he was purposefully trying to spray you with water while he was out there watering his plants? And why do you think that you needed to elevate that situation to violence if that really was all that happened? You need to go to their house and apologize. Do you understand me?
But why should I have to do that, okay? I just got these clothes and he got them wet. These aren't just any clothes either. I picked them up from a really expensive store, so they're fragile. You have no idea how upset I got when he got water on them. You weren't there.
No, I know just how upset you got because I've seen you act this way before. Now, Julia and I are friends, and we don't want this bad blood between our families. So if you're really going to refuse to apologize, then can you at least just avoid interacting with Frank at all from now on?
Well, I wish that I could have just ignored him, but it's clear that he has it out for me. He's always acting like he's better than me just because he makes a bit more money and his dogs are so noisy every single day. I just don't know how I'm supposed to avoid him when he's always rubbing his life in my face.
I don't think his dogs are annoying at all. They're very well behaved, and Julia and Frank are both wonderful people. I've talked with Frank several times, and he seems like a very laid-back person who would never try and start a fight with someone.
Oh, okay, so I guess you're just gonna take their side over mine and say that I'm wrong, huh? Why do you never believe me when it comes to this stuff?
How can I believe you when it comes to this kind of stuff, Juan? I've seen how you act, and 9 times out of 10, you're the one that starts trouble. I've already gone and apologized to Julia, but I would really appreciate it if you went over there and said you were sorry.
That's no fair, though. I shouldn't have to apologize for anything because I didn't do anything wrong. Frank started it, not me, okay? So why should I have to say that I'm sorry?
Because you kicked him, Juan! Even if he did start it, you took it up to another level, and you should own up to that. You do realize that we're lucky to not be getting sued by the two of them, right? And if you want to make sure that that doesn't happen, then you would do well to go and say that you're sorry.
No, I'm not going to do that, Teresa.
Why are you being such a child about this? It really shouldn't be this difficult. But if you really want to act this way, then if you don't apologize, I'll throw away all your video games. What do you think about that?
Whoa, what? Is that some kind of joke or something? You can't just do that. That's taking things way too far.
Is it? I'm pretty sure that I've been the one that's bought every single one of those games for you, Juan. So since I bought them, I don't see why I can't do whatever I like with them. Besides, maybe throwing them all away would finally convince you to get off your butt and go look for a job.
Hey now, this isn't fair. My video games and my employment status have nothing to do with each other. Besides, I do have a job. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a full-time job, Juan. The kind that you used to have. Now you just work part-time and spend the rest of the day glued to the TV playing your games. When are you going to grow up and work like an adult?
Alright, geez. If you're really gonna be like this, then I guess that I can go and apologize. I'll make sure and get that done soon, okay?
Please do. I really don't want you to wait too long to do this. I really do like Julia, and I don't want this to spoil things between us. You know that there aren't many neighbors left who get along with us, don't you?
What are you talking about? There's plenty of people who live around us. You can always just make friends with one of them.
Do you really think that? I hope you don't, because that tells me just how delusional you really are. You need to realize all the trouble that you've been causing, not just for me, but everyone around us. Got it?
Right, I understand.
Juan, what in the world is the matter with you? When are you going to finally learn your lesson and settle down?
What are you talking about? I didn't even do anything. You can't just start a conversation with me like that.
I mean, you went out and get in another fight with someone else. Again! I hope you know that I just can't let you off the hook for this one, Juan.
But it wasn't my fault. They started it, I swear. If they didn't want to get hurt, then they shouldn't have been messing around with me in the first place.
Is that really all that you're able to say for yourself at times like these? Because whenever this kind of stuff happens, it's always you who's starting it.
But it really wasn't my fault at all, I swear. And if he didn't want to get hurt, then he's the one who should have known better.
Why do you keep calling this person he when it was your friend Charles?
I'm not saying that jerk's name anymore because him and I are not friends.
But why did you get into a fight with him in the first place? I want to know what happened between you two. Right now.
So him and I were out the other night to get drinks, and then he just started talking bad about me all of a sudden, like totally out of nowhere. So then I got mad and I tried to grab his collar to tell him to shut his mouth.
Grabbing his collar still doesn't explain how he got hurt the way that he did.
Well, I was trying to grab his collar, but I wasn't looking where my hands were going, and I ended up shoving him off the bar stool. So, do you get it now? None of this is my fault in the slightest. Any way you look at it, he was the one who started running his mouth about things that he shouldn't have, and then I was just acting the way that any self-respecting man would.
And just what was Charles saying to you that got you so upset?
He was making fun of me because my mom raised me. Can you believe that someone would say something like that to someone else? I knew right then and there that if I didn't put him in his place, then I would never be able to respect myself.
But it was your mom who raised you, Juan.
Yeah, but he was making fun of me for it. There was no way I could just sit back and be quiet after being told something like that. He said it made me a loser. That's why I did what I did.
But do you know that he broke his ankle because you shoved him out of his seat, right? Even if you didn't mean to do it, you are still the cause of the injury, and that's just a fact. He would be well within his right to go to the police, report what happened, and have you arrested. You realize that, right?
And just why would the police even bother doing that after they hear the full story of what happened? They would clearly see that it was a matter of self-defense, okay? I was only defending my honor against a rude jerk like him.
I really don't think they would see it that way. No matter what was said, you were the one that resorted to violence. Any excuse you gave after that would just come off as you justifying what you did to him. You're still at fault for making the first move.
So you're saying that you want me to be arrested then, huh? You think that you'd be better off if I was in jail? I can't believe that I'm having this kind of talk with my own wife. Why does nobody ever take my side? You're all really just jerks who are up against me.
No, Juan, I don't want you to go to jail. In fact, the only reason that I know that you're not going to end up there is because I talked to Charles and convinced him to not press any charges. But in exchange for that, we have to pay the hospital bills for his broken ankle. So, you're welcome for that.
So, how much did the hospital end up costing him then?
It was a few $100s, actually. But why do I feel like I'm always paying your way out of trouble? You have no idea how exhausting it is dealing with you sometimes.
Right, but if everything is settled, then I don't really see a point in talking about this any longer. It sounds to me like all's well that ends well.
We are not through talking about this, Juan. You need to go and apologize to Charles. Do you understand me?
I'm not gonna say a word to that jerk ever again.
Why not, Juan? Why are you making this so difficult? You could save yourself so much trouble if you just learned to say that you were sorry. There is a lot of weight behind a well-worded apology. I can promise you that.
I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't see any reason why I have to be apologizing for anything.
Oh, just give me a break already. You are always the first one to elevate some spat into a physical confrontation. You need to start taking responsibility for your own actions because I am tired of covering for you all the time. This is going to be the last time that I bail you out.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
It means that I'm moving out. I can't deal with you right now, Juan.
Wait, Theresa, you can't leave me.
Yes, I can. Do not fight me on this. I just don't want to be around you for a while.
But you'll come back, won't you? I mean, you're not gonna be away for very long, right?
Actually, right now I'm thinking very hard about whether or not I want a divorce. So just please, don't push this anymore and give me some space to think.
Theresa, you can't be serious about that. How could you do something so cruel?
You might think it's cruel, but it's the only thing I can think to do for myself right now. Unlike you, I'm not going to lash out. But I am asking for enough space so that I can think about things.
Please, wait, you can't leave me! I need you, Theresa, don't do this to me!
Well, I don't want to be babying you all the time anymore. And if we do get a divorce, know that you would have to move out and find a new place to live, okay? Because I'm the one that pays the rent and the bills. I've paid for basically everything in our house.
So you would take everything if we got a divorce? The car, my games, even my computer?
That's right. I have a more than fair claim to all of it, so you better think twice about how you act from now on. Got it? I've given you way too many chances, and you've wasted them all.
But I never even knew that you would get upset enough to leave me. Please, you have to rethink this. Don't do this to me. You're not thinking straight right now, okay? You're just upset. You're just overreacting when you gotta be thinking this out more.
I already told you that I'm only asking for time to be able to think this out. And I am not going to be lectured about acting without thinking from you, Juan. I have talked about this problem of yours with you over and over again, and you just refuse to listen to me. I told you to stop starting fights. Be more patient. Think more clearly. And you do none of it.
But that isn't fair! How can you say this is all my fault? You always put the blame on me and never on anyone else.
That's because you never look to blame yourself and always put the blame on others first. You need to grow up and realize that it's possible for multiple people to be at fault.
It's not true, okay? The world is black and white. People who say otherwise are just trying to make excuses for themselves.
Is that meant to be ironic? Because all you ever do is make up excuses for why you're right and the other person is wrong.
You can't do this to me. I was just defending my honor. Surely I have a right to do that. Why are you acting like I'm the crazy one or like an idiot for doing that?
Because if your first thought of how to defend your honor is through violence, then you really are an idiot. You need to think your actions through more and not just let your fist do the thinking for you. My entire marriage to you, I felt like more the mother of an unruly child than I have anyone's wife.
You can't do this to me, Theresa. You come back home right now. I'm gonna teach you a lesson about putting me down like this.
So, now you're even threatening me. Are you serious? That's it. That was the last straw. I am never, ever going back to that house with you.
But where are you gonna go? Are you gonna go and live with your parents or something?
Why on earth do you think that you deserve to know where I'll be? I never want to see you again, so I'm not telling you anything. Can you please stop blowing up my phone, Juan? This is the 20th call you've given me in the span of a few days. I already told you that I'm going to go back home.
No, it's not about that. This is an emergency. Something really bad has happened.
What is it, Juan? What trouble have you gotten yourself into now? I already told you that I'm not going to be bailing you out of anything, remember?
It isn't that, Theresa. It's my mom. She's passed away.
You're kidding me. Your mom is dead?
It's true. She had some kind of heart attack or something and then just collapsed, and then she just never woke up. I don't even know what else to say right now. I just feel so numb now.
Wow. I see. Well, you have my condolences then.
We're gonna have the funeral tomorrow as well. I know that we're still fighting, but I would really appreciate it if you could be there.
Right, of course I'll go. Your mom was a very kind lady and we got along very well. I'd like to be there to say my final goodbye to her.
Thank you, Theresa. I know that I don't have any right asking you to come, but it really would mean a lot.
Well, I'm not doing it for you, Juan. I'm doing it because I liked your mom and I want to pay my respects.
Right, of course, but also since we're still not divorced, you are still her daughter-in-law, and you'd be coming in that capacity, right?
I suppose so. Of course, your mom has nothing to do at all with what's going on between us. But that reminds me, did your parents, or I suppose just your dad, know? Does he know that we're not living together anymore?
No, he doesn't know that yet. I wasn't gonna mention it to him, but then this happened, and I just didn't have the heart to say anything about it.
Right, well, that makes sense, I guess.
Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Right, and where is the funeral going to be at?
I'll send you all the details in a little bit, but it's gonna start around noon, so please don't be late.
I'll be there. Don't worry.
Theresa, where are you? What the heck are you doing up until right now, huh? It's already 1. I told you the funeral was gonna be starting at noon.
Sorry, what's got you so upset?
I'm talking about Mom's funeral, don't act dumb. My dad is furious with me right now. Are you trying to humiliate me on one of the worst days of my life? I told you yesterday to be here today for my mom.
Oh, right, your mom. Yeah, I'm with her right now, actually.
What do you mean you're with my mom right now?
I mean that I'm sitting with her as we speak. She wasn't aware that her funeral was today, by the way. And I'm not sure how your dad can be mad at you if he's here with us too.
She happened to call you in between yesterday and now?
Yeah, that's right. I told her that I thought she was dead and explained what had happened. Then she invited me over to her place to talk things out in person. She told me about how you said you were going to meet with me today. But she thought it was odd that wherever it was we were meeting that you needed to pack some rope and a baseball bat with you. Don't tell me that you were going to use those on me. Were you?
What? No, I mean, I wasn't really gonna hurt you or anything like that. I just wanted to scare you a little.
And just why would you want to go and do something like that?
Because you were gonna leave me, and I couldn't let you do that, okay? I need you in my life, and I just wanted you to stay with me.
So you were going to scare me into not divorcing you? And you were going to trick me into meeting you by using your mom's death as an excuse?
It was just gonna be a little prank, I swear. You gotta believe me.
No, I literally don't have to do that at all. And your parents have been apologizing profusely to me since I got here. Your mom keeps saying how ashamed she is of you. Anyways, I want you to pack your bags and move out right away. I've already hired a moving company to move my things to a new home. You always took things way too far with other people, and now you were about to do the same with me. Thank goodness your mom called when she did, or I don't know what might have happened to me. After that, I told Juan's dad where he told me to meet him, and he went to go and talk with his son. I'm not exactly sure what happened between the two of them, but the next thing I heard, Juan was in the hospital after having seemingly been beaten up. Since moving away, I feel like I've gotten control of my life back, and things have been much, much better for me. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.